Truxor was initially bought for the requirement to cut detritus from reed beds, working directly with the Coal Authority, dealing with the legacy of mining in the UK. The Truxor has the ability to be used throughout the year, in all seasons. Not only can it remove reed detritus in the winter months, when the plant matter is dead, but it also can be used in the summertime to remove pondweed at depth in open water. Therefore, it can be used throughout the year. The ability to change between different attachments has made the Truxor an attractive machine to be used in open water. The Truxor is unique in its design and manoeuvrability to access narrow slip-off slopes into water bodies, etc., canals, wetlands, lochs. The Truxor has the ability to change between different attachments. 1. The reed cutter. 2. The pondweed cutter. And 3. The reed collection basket. And 4. The silt pump. 5. The back actor. And 6. The post chapper. Therefore, giving us a machine that can not only go in water but also over open bog and prevent any damage to the natural environment.
The Truxor has been brought in by the RSPB to do wetland management on our sites. This site in particular has floating vegetation, has open water and has drainage channels that over the years have been filling up gradually with floating vegetation. And at the moment, we have been in the past just been using either a canoe, a boat or whatever just to try to manage this, but the size of the site is just too big. So the Truxor is the ideal piece of equipment for us to be able to manage these sites. Now it can work on the site here as a floating fan. We have, as I say, open water and the drainage channels, and it's able to work in all these different aspects. At the moment, the Truxor is being used to mow the vegetation on the floating fan. This is obviously to help in the spring with the nesting birds. In the past, we've been managing these with strimmers by hand, and when you're walking on this floating vegetation, it's fine in some areas, but in other areas it can be really soft and dangerous. So the Truxor is an ideal machine for this sort of terrain.
The Truxor today has 3 attachments: the reed cutter, the pondweed cutter and the pondweed reed collection basket. The pondweed reed collection basket is used specifically for the removal of detritus and pondweed after it has been cut by the weed cutter or the reed cutter. The pondweed and reed detritus collector basket for the Truxor is used specifically to collect the waste, the detritus and the pondweed which has been either broken up or removed, which is still floating and can be collected in the basket for removal either at the site or off-site when required. The pondweed cutter is specifically used for the removal of invasive species, specifically pondweed, New Zealand pygmy weed, bog bean matting, etc. And this cutter can cut anything between 2 and 4 feet below the level of the surface.
Well, the Truxor is hopefully going to be important to us with regard to the lands management side, whether it be on the floating fen or whether it be on the floating bog bean islands in and around the open water. We would be looking to use the machine hopefully on a regular basis. Also on Loch of Canardy here, there's a high catchment area for the water system, so we like to keep the water channels open, and the machine is ideal for that. It can work on the channel, it can remove the vegetation growth and then allow the water to pass through the system as it should do. At the moment we're having high levels of water in the system, and this hopefully will help us to try and drain the system through.
So with using the Truxor to clear the vegetation from the hides, the visitors are going to be able to see a lot more numbers of goldeneye, shoveler, tufted duck, teal, goosander, greylag geese, whooper swans, and that's an amazing list of winter visitors we get here at Kinnordy. The breeding waders we have here at Kinnordy are snipe, curlew, redshank, oystercatcher and lapwing, and lapwing are sort of nationally important to conservation charities such as the RSPB. So if we get the Truxor in to help us clear all this vegetation away, we're hoping to see an improvement, an increase in the number of breeding lapwing on Kinnordy. The reed cutter attachment used on the Truxor helps out with managing reed vegetation that are around the hides. We'd use this to cut away the reeds to improve visibility from the hides. So when the reed grows really high in front of the hides, it's just reducing the visibility for the visitors to see the birds on the loch. I mean, if we use the cutters to cut away the reeds, then we'd be able to see a lot more on the open water, and that could be anything from tufted duck, goldeneye, shoveler, any sort of wildfowl and duck species that we get on Kinnordy. At the moment we have the smew, a male smew and a female smew, which is a nice winter visitor here at Kinnordy.
The Truxor is not only available to organisations such as RSPB, Scottish Wildlife Trust, SNH and Historic Scotland, but also it is available for hire to local authorities, which there are 27 of in Scotland. It is available to hire on a daily basis, and these details can be found at our website at www.sustainablesewagesystems.org.uk.